Good morning, world. It is 7:22 in the morning. So I just finished watching my last video. And then I've been reading the blog posts on the Lord of the Rings Reddit. And I'm seeing a lot of stuff about the rings. I'm seeing a lot of posts about the Rings of Power. Obviously, a lot of people who got because Amazon did a screening at some theaters around the world. Obviously, for the premiere of before the premiere of Rings of Power on Amazon Prime, obviously. Right. So even though the show is officially going to be released on Amazon Prime on September 2nd, they're early. There's some people who got VIP for the screenings at some of the theaters around the world, in like Britain, America, and Canada and all stuff. I think it's in Britain and America. I don't know. Yeah. And a lot of fans are saying it's good. Some critics saying it's not good. Obviously, there's a magazine called You. They gave the show a C-, and there's another magazine that said the show was pretty good. There's another magazine that said it was a bit too Tolkien. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I'm not gonna base how good the show is based on what critics say. I'm gonna have to watch the show for myself, and I'll judge it for myself when I watch it. Because for some, I don't know, for me, whenever I see a lot of like positive reviews about like a show, for like an out of theater review and like you know what I'm saying, the people give their thoughts. Sometimes I don't know if these people are shills or not. I don't know if these people are shills or not. You see what I'm saying? And I prefer to judge the movie for myself, obviously. But I heard some positive reviews about Rings of Power, obviously. But I also heard some negative reviews, as the magazine You gave the show a C-. They gave it a C-. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to make a prediction. I believe Rings of Power. I'm going to make a prediction here, guys. I believe, based on what I've seen from the trailers and what I've read so far, I believe Rings of Power will be a pretty good show. I think it'll be like a 6 out of 10 show. I don't think it'll be the next Game of Thrones. I'm just being honest. I never saw Game of Thrones, guys. I never saw Game of Thrones. No, I never saw. I might check it out. I'm like 8 years late, whatever it is. I might check out Game of Thrones later, but I know that for a fact that Game of Thrones is an amazing show, as that show had crazy buzz, man. Everyone was talking about it, man. Yeah. I don't think Amazon Rings of Power will be, even though I know Amazon Rings of Power will try and they want to be the next Game of Thrones. I don't think it'll be the next Game of Thrones. I really don't. But I don't think it'll be a terrible show. I think it'll be a pretty good show. I think it'll be like a good 6 out of 10 show around there, and it might perhaps split the fan base like Last Jedi. I think half the fans will love it and the other half will hate it, and some will think it's okay. Maybe I might be the middle. I might be the middleman, and I might perhaps say it's an okay show. Obviously, but there's some red flags with the Amazon, with the Rings of Power, man. From what I've seen from the trailers, it didn't look too good, but it didn't look too bad. It looked pretty good. It looked okay. Obviously, a little bit of a computery look, obviously, and it didn't really feel like Lord of the Rings. It felt kind of like, I don't know, felt kind of like Wheel of Time, you know what I'm saying? Game of Thrones didn't really feel like a Lord of the Rings Tolkien universe. See what I'm saying? The fact that the showrunners ghosted Peter Jackson, they fired Tolkien scholars, that's a red flag, man. Something was not going well behind the scenes, obviously. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they don't have the rights to the Silmarillion, all the prequel books, that's kind of a little bit of a red flag. But that's not that big of a deal, because the showrunners can easily probably read some of the books, and they probably got some ideas for their show, obviously. But they don't have much source material. They have to make up a lot of stuff in the show. They don't have much source material, hence why. That's a little bit of a red flag, obviously. But I've seen the trailers. I saw the extended trailers and teaser trailers. The show looks pretty good. It looks okay. It looks pretty good. I don't think it'll be the next Game of Thrones. I don't think any fantasy show will ever top Game of Thrones, man. It's going to be very, very tough to top that. But who knows, man? Amazon, look, I'm going to watch the show for myself. You're welcome, Amazon, promoting your show out there. I recommend all you Lord of the Rings nerds worldwide, who you guys already know about the show. All you people worldwide, I'm letting you know, September 2nd will be the premiere of Amazon's Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. You can watch it on Amazon Prime, you know what I'm saying? Or elsewhere, you know what I'm saying? And what? And you can what? Judge the show for yourself. I'm not going to be a gatekeeper. I don't want to gatekeep, and I don't want to be a hater, obviously. But at the same time, I don't want to be a shill. I don't want to like try to try to tell you that it's a good show when in reality it's not a good show. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be careful for shills, obviously. I'm not a hater. I'm not a shill. And what? And I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not going to gatekeep and say if you don't like the show, you're crazy. No, everyone has. Watch the show for yourself. Forget all the reviews. Forget what the critics say. Watch the show for yourself and judge it for yourself. You like the show, you like it. If you don't, you don't. See what I'm saying? Man, my nose is stuffed, though. Holy shit. See what I'm saying? Yeah, you're welcome, Amazon. I'm promoting your what? I'm promoting your fucking what? I'm promoting your fucking show out there. You're welcome. You're welcome, Amazon. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about Sky Source, obviously. So I watched, I'm gonna talk about something else. So I watched Radbrad's The Last of Us Part 1, obviously, yesterday. Yesterday or today at midnight, right? I watched it, obviously, and I'm going to keep saying this, guys. All you Radbrad fans who love Radbrad, all you 13 million folks on Radbrad's channel who love Radbrad's Last of Us Part 1 walkthrough, if you want him, I'm going to keep saying this, guys. If you want Radbrad to do the full series, you got to show him some love, man. Try to have, if he hits like 1 million views in 2 days, and he gets that $50,000 like, he might perhaps do the whole series. I hope he does, as I want to get the full experience on PS5. Even though the PS3 walkthrough was amazing, it's not the same experience as the PS5. The PS5 walkthrough. PS5 walkthrough is fucking amazing, yeah. Better experience, because technology has gotten much better since then. It looks much better on PS5 than PS3, you know what I'm saying? Show the man some love. I'm talking to you game fans out there who are Rabbit fans. You want you guys all know about it. You guys all know about his Last of Us walkthrough. If you want him to do the full series on PS5, you gotta show him some love. If you don't watch his videos and you don't like his videos, he's not gonna do the whole series, guys. And I want Radbrad to do the whole game. I want to get the full experience again. If you want him to do the full game, you gotta show some love. Yeah, you're welcome, Rab. I'm going your channel there. Some Sarah? Yeah. Yeah. And now that I think about it, because I watched Radbrad's walkthrough and I enjoyed his Last of Us game, obviously, it kind of makes me do it. I'm kind of thinking of making a Zane's game, perhaps. We'll see what happens. But the theater chain's most likely out of the picture, guys. I'm not gonna invest money in the theater chain. The theater chain is kind of a waste of money. Whereas games is a good investment. Because games is not as crazy as a theater chain. Theater chain, you have to hire like 10,000 players. Whereas for a game, you only have to hire contractors. You only have to hire a good 1,000 people to do a game. Like a movie, right? You hire a good 1,000 people and they work on the game and they're contractors. And then you work on the game, obviously. For a good $400 million, I can do an amazing Zane's game. The Last of Us Part 2 was made for $100 million, and you got a game like that. Well, imagine me putting $400 million towards my, $400 million towards my fucking Zane's game. you're looking at something amazing. The only thing is that Rad won't play it, man. He won't play it on his channel, man, because I didn't sell. You see what I'm saying? But I'm more than happy to play the game at home, obviously, for the game, obviously. I'm more than happy to play the game at home. See what I'm saying? Yeah, I might perhaps consider, but the theory chain I'll most likely not do, guys. It's kind of a waste of money. I'm not going to build a theory chain. That's crazy. Like, I have to hire, it's asset based, it's crazy. Whereas game division is not art. Game is art. Theory chain is art too, but it's assets, because you got to build buildings and hire all these thousands of employees. It's crazy. Whereas games is not what? Games is not as bad. You just hire contractors like a movie. I'll probably only need a good 1,000 people to work on my game, obviously, and the same rule applies for the game employees too. I only want what? I only want people who worked on like big games. I don't want these fucking I don't want these serious people who don't have experience working on games. No, hire people who have experience in the industry. But for the game people, I'm not gonna do a thing where I pay them all 150K. No, I'd pay those guys are like 50K minimum salary. I'd pay those guys for the game. It's a good paycheck. It's a pretty good paycheck. $50,000 salary. Yeah. So I might perhaps, Radrat's probably happy. I might perhaps, guys, consider making a game, perhaps. It's more money for me, VJ. But the theory chains, I'm not gonna do, man. That's crazy, man. The theory chain is just crazy. There's no point of even George Judas telling me, I can understand you invest your money in the game, but a theory chain is kind of a waste of money. People can just put money into a theory system at home and watch it. Yeah. And to be honest, I'm not kidding around. Even though the theory experience is cooler, because you're watching with a bunch of people, you can be distracted and all stuff. When you watch the movie, I kind of rather watch it at home with VJ. I have my own private IMAX here at home. I don't need to build this theory chain. I'm going to get the theatrical IMAX experience at home. And so and you guys can get your theory system. I don't need to build I don't need to build this theory chain. But the game division is a good investment, obviously. So instead of me talking about the theory chain, remember how I talked about the theory chain? I'm now going to talk about the game. If I end up starting my own game division, obviously. I can talk about the games, obviously, since I can talk about the game division. So I'm going to have this talk with VJ again, too. Okay, VJ, you saw my videos. Yeah, Ivan, I saw your videos. Okay, Ivan, how much money... For the games, I have more than enough money to invest my money into the Zanus game. Because for a good $300, $400 million, you can make an amazing Zanus game. Something even better than Elden Ring. And what? Something even better than Elden Ring and Last of Us in terms of technology. In terms of story, I don't think anything can top Last of Us, man. But if you make a Zanus game, it'd be almost as good as Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? You can do one-on-one online, and you can do multiplayer, or you can do online one-on-one. Go against other people online, obviously. You know what I'm saying? And you have the story. Would you make it open world? No. I would not make it open world. I'll make it a linear story. Like Last of Us is very linear. It's a story. The Lord of the Rings games are very linear. They're a story. Elden Ring is like open world. I'm not a fan of open world Zanus game. Otherwise, the game won't be as good. I want it to be a linear story. You tell the story. So you have the campaign, which is a story of the three. You have the three of the story. Obviously, you tell the story. You know what I'm saying, and you tell the story. Obviously, but because it's a game, I'm gonna obviously add a bunch of stuff in the game. Obviously, just like Lord of the Rings games are not very similar to the movie. They add a bunch of stuff. Yeah, because if you want to do a game, you have to add a bunch of stuff. Obviously, in the game, obviously, sometimes. I'm just talking. I'm speaking hypothetically, guys. A high chance I might not even start the game division. But if I do end up making a game, I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking of, obviously. I'm sorry. So I'm going to have this talk with VJ. Okay, Ivan, how much money did you make off your book? Okay, VJ, I made $19 billion off my book, VJ. It's like $19 billion? Holy shit, I'm saying. Holy shit, Ivan, that's a lot of money. You made $19 billion. I'm like, yes, I made $19 billion. Like, holy shit. Yeah, Ivan, I saw your videos on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You want to start your film studio. You know what I'm saying? You thought of building a theater chain. Ivan, I think building a theater chain is a bad idea. It's just so much work. It's crazy. It's money that we don't need. Yeah, like if we're gonna build our private IMAX theater system and the world's gonna put money into a theater system, we don't need to build a theater chain. You can just watch it at home. Yeah, as the theater chain's most likely out of the picture, but the game, I might perhaps consider putting money into a game. Obviously, a game is a much cheaper investment. For a good $400 million, I can do an amazing Zanus game. But to do that, you're gonna have to hire contractors. Hire people who worked on in the industry. You can hire the people who worked on Elden Ring, the original Lord of the Rings, to work on your hire them to work on your what? Hire them to work on your on your game, obviously. And if you want to do a good game, you got to hire a good like 800, 1,000 employees. You're looking at a lot of employees. You have to hire a lot of employees to do your game. You know what I'm saying? And I would if I create a Zanus game, I would release it on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Obviously. Right, so once the game is completed, all the people have to do is just burn it onto a PS5 disc, a PS5 Sony disc, an Xbox Series X disc, and a PC. So you make it compatible for PC, Xbox, and PS3. Just like the same thing for my movie from 4K Blu-ray, right? You burn it on 4K Blu-ray. Yeah, similar example. Okay, VJ, what do you think? Do you think I should turn Zanus into a game? Do you want to make Zanus into a game, VJ? I don't know, Ivan. I think that's. But VJ's like, Ivan, I don't really care. I'm not really a game nerd, Ivan. I don't think you don't have to turn it into a game, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, VJ, I think we should turn it into a game. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, okay, I don't know, Ivan. I'm considering it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But Radbrad won't cover it on his channel. That's the thing, though, man. I didn't sell. He'll play it in his house, obviously, but he won't cover it on his channel. Because I didn't sell. So I'm saying, as long as you guys see hell, you're never going to put my name in the public eye. Because you guys are crazy people, man. You're fucking crazy people, yeah. So if I were to do a Zanus game, I'd probably hire the people who did, I don't know, Elden Ring. The people who did Elden Ring, Assassin's Creed, I'd hire those guys to come to work on my Zanus game. And I would not write the story. I would have someone else write the story. Guys, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to write the story, obviously. Hire the right people, you'll get a good story, obviously. Ivan, would you be involved in the game? No, I would not be involved in the game. You can, if the moment you micromanage, you become involved in everything. It's going to become stressing for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, man, I'm going to focus on my movie. You guys handle the game division. Hire the best writers. You can't even have your 17 handle that. No, you have to hire someone else to run that division. Hire the managers of the game to run the game, obviously. The director, the art directors, all those guys. You know what I'm saying? To do the game. Obviously, there's a high chance I will not make a game though, because I'm not like Victoria Justice is not really. Yeah, I don't care about it. I don't really care, but it'd be cool to BJ. It'll be fucking cool to have me and you in a fucking game, obviously. And I would have me as a face model in the game in Victoria Justice. All the Zanus actors, yeah. I'd pay all the Zanus actors all my main stars. I put a $400 million budget towards the game. I'd pay all my stars. So Viggo Mortensen, John Boyega and all of them would gladly be a part. Yeah, I'm more than happy to voice act for your game. You know what I'm saying? For the right money, obviously. Pay them all nice like $1.5 million. That's a good paycheck. But they don't get shit off the royalties. Look, man, you're not getting squat off the royalties, man. You get your flat 1.5, which is a good paycheck. As most voice actors get like a couple $100,000 for a game. Like $200K, $300K for a game. So I might consider making a Zanus game, but I'm not. High chance I will not pull that theory chain, guys. It's just that's asset-based business. It's crazy. I don't need you don't need to see an IMAX. I have my own private IMAX theater at home, and you guys can put money into a theater system. But a game is a good investment. It's cheaper. A game for a good $400 million, I can make an amazing Zane's game. And I'd pay all the Zane's actors. I would have all my stars be in the movie, obviously. Pay them all a nice $1.5 million to voice act. The voice act, and then I'm going to have the actual actors wear the CGI technology, and you have the face model for the game. And for $400 million, you're looking at the most expensive game ever made. As I think the most expensive game ever made was Last of Us Part 2, or I think it was Elden Ring. Elden Ring was made for, like, I think 100 million too, around there. 100 million around. Yeah. Last of Us Part 2 is one of the most expensive games ever made. It was made for about $100 million. And you got a good game like that. Well, imagine me putting $400 million towards a game. Towards all that technology. Looking at a revolutionary technology for a game. Yeah, man. You see me. You see VJ as Litha. You see, you know what I'm saying? It's an amazing game. Yeah. What's your idea for the game? My idea for the game would be you play, I don't know, you got the prologue, you play as Tactius the First. You can play as Tactius, you can play as Meramis, you can play as Tacitonius, you can play as Tactius. You have scenes where you play as Tactius, scenes where you play as Tacitonius or Cassius. You know what I'm saying? You have the Demon Wolves. You know what I'm saying? You can play as Job. You can play as all these characters, yeah. See what I'm saying? You have different perspectives for the scenes, obviously. I don't really have them for the game division. I'm just gonna hire the right people and have them do their thing. Look, man, I'm not gonna interfere. I don't want to micromanage. I'm not gonna interfere with this game. I hire you guys. You guys make the game. You guys are in charge of making the game. I don't have time to handle the game in the movie. No, man. I want to focus on my movie. You guys handle the game. And you pay all those guys nice. Pay the minimum salary. The minimum salary I pay all these guys, I pay them minimum a nice like 50, 60, 70K on average around there. 50K. Some guys you pay 50. The higher guys you pay 75. And the managers you can pay them a nice $150,000. And the really, really big guys who are running the game division, you can pay them a nice $500,000. A couple of them, right? The main like 20 guys who are big, you can pay them $500K. And the other guys you pay 100, and then the other lower guys you pay them 60, 50K. That way they don't affect your budget. For the game, I'm not going to pay all these guys $150K. Otherwise, like, that's all my money. I'm not going to put $1 billion towards the game. No, I don't want them to affect my budget. I'll have a good maybe, I don't know, $40, $50 million towards salaries, and the rest is all towards the game. See what I'm saying? Around there. You see what I'm saying? And I'll hire a good, like, 1,000 team. I'll pull an ad. I know I need the people who worked on Elden Ring and the original Lord of the Rings to work on Zanus. And then for the Great Escape, I'll hire the people. Okay, the people who worked on Hitman, the Hitman game, the new Hitman game, and the people who worked on Hitman and James Bond. You can have those guys work on the Great Escape. That way you have better ideas for your games. But this is if I turn my movies into games. A high chance I won't, but I'm just speaking hypothetically here, guys. See what I'm saying, huh? Yeah. I'm speaking hypothetically here, guys. Yeah, so that's what I would do if I were to start a game. But chances are, Vijay will tell me, Ivan, I don't want to. Vijay will tell me, Ivan, I don't want to turn Zanes into a game. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to do that. Yeah, high chance I will not make a game, guys. But I might, perhaps. We'll see what happens, obviously. I'm going to have this talk with VJ. I am going to have this talk with VJ, obviously. I am going to have this talk with VJ. I'm going to have this talk with Victoria Justice, obviously. I'm going to have this talk with VJ. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. But John Favreau and Dave Filoni will guarantee tell me, Ivan, you should turn Zays into a game. You'll make more money for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you'll make more money for yourself, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But The Great Escape, if I make that into a game, I would have Keanu Reeves and all them voice act, obviously. Keanu Reeves voice acted for, he voice acted for Cyberpunk. He was in the Cyberpunk game, obviously. You can have him be in Your Great Escape, Ben Affleck, Scarlett Johansson, all those guys. Brie Larson, you can have them all be in your game. Keanu Reeves and them, I'd pay them like $3 million. And then like Brie Larson and all the other guys, you pay them their flat $1.5 million. And Keanu Reeves and all them, I'd give them 0.01% of the profits for the game sales, the game profits. If I end up making the game, whereas the small A-listers and all the B-list actors who are major stars, who are in my game, obviously, you pay them like their flat 1.5, and you hire like a team. The people who did the Hitman game, you can hire those guys to work on Your Great Escape. But I'm gonna tell them, guys, even though like I want it to be something like the Hitman game, like professional, you have the GPS, the organizational world, obviously, the GPS speaking, you have that GPS voice. Not the GPS, but you have that voice that sounds like a GPS. The Hitman's superior, obviously. You have something like that, but it's story-driven. Whereas the Hitman game, the new Hitman games are not story-driven. They're just missions. You do these missions and that's it. Whereas the Great Escape game, I want it to be story-driven. You have a story-driven game, it'll be a better game. You see what I'm saying? The Great Escape game, if you turn that kind of story into a game, you're looking at an amazing game, man. You can't find jobs. It starts off with the prologue, the couple on the run. You play as a couple. You have to try. You have to do this thing. You're on the run, and the couples die. It transfers to me and VJ. You know what I'm saying? And like, imagine seeing an Ivan and Victoria Justice in the Great Escape game. For the Great Escape, I'll do a thing where you have an option. You can either play as Ivan or you can play as Victoria in the game. So me and VJ are the main characters, and you choose to play as either Ivan or Victoria. You can play as Victoria, or you can play as Ivan, and you're actually going to see like the character face models of me and VJ, like you got for Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk. Yeah, you have something like that, and you have Keanu Reeves and all of them. They have the character face models, and they do voice acting for you. They gladly voice act for you for good like $3 million. They gladly voice act for you, obviously, and you give Scarlett and Ben Affleck and Keanu Reeves a nice 0.01% of the profits. Which is nice. They're gonna make a couple $1 million for themselves in profits. Obviously, that's it. I'm not. If you think I'm gonna give you like 0.1%, you're fucking crazy. I'm not gonna give you that for a game. But pay the bigger A-listers who are in your game. Obviously, if I make the games, a nice like $3 million to voice act. It's a good paycheck, and you give them a nice 0.01% of profits. Whereas the other rank of actors who are gonna voice act or have the character face models, you pay them 1.5. And they don't get shit. They get their flat 1.5 and that's it. They don't get a piece of their royalties, obviously. This is if I make the games, guys. See what I'm saying? This is if I make the games. High chance I will not make games, guys. I'm being honest here. High chance I will not invest some money in games. I'm just speaking hypothetically here. If I am to start a game company, this is what I'm going to do, obviously, for my games. I'm going to make the Zanis game, the Last of Us Zanis game, the Great Escape game. They're unique. Their unique would be something like Life is Strange True Colors. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Life is Strange True Colors is yeah, their unique would be something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so their unique is a game where like you make choices that affects your friendship, your relationship with your friends and all that stuff. Yeah, something like that. Something like Telltale Games, The Walking Dead, something like that. Their unique would be obviously. And then the hidden value would be something like King Kong, the 2005 game, Peter Jackson's King Kong in 2005 on Xbox, something like that, King Kong. And the Western Gangster would be something like Red Dead Redemption, you know what I'm saying? Those are my ideas. But this is if I make the game. There's high chance, guys, I will not make Zanes into a game. High chance I'm just going to stick the 4K Blu-ray on Amazon, sell my merch, and that's enough. Me and VJ don't need any more money, man. We're going to collect all those billions. We're also going to get our tax returns. Me and VJ are going to receive probably, I don't know. If me and VJ make $69 billion for the merch and the movie, we're going to collect probably a good, like, I don't know, like $7 billion in tax returns. Something crazy. Hence why Sky Source is more than enough. Me and VJ don't need any more money, man. It's crazy, man. because John Favreau and all them are greedy pigs, like, Ivan, like, why are you against making more money for yourself? Like, the more money you make, the better, my guys. It's enough money. I don't need any more money, man. It's more than enough. I don't need any more money. See what I'm saying? But because Peter Jackson and all them are greedy animals, you know what I'm saying? They're all going to be like, Ivan, you're fucking crazy. I would invest my money in games. I would invest my money in a theater chain. I would invest money in all this stuff. Because they all want to make so much money for themselves. You know, so like, Ivan, like, your stepfamily make hundreds of billions every year. You know what I'm saying? They're fucking multi-trillionaires, and yet they want to make more money. So why are you against making more money for yourself, Ivan? The more money, the better. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm like, yeah, guys, I see what you're saying, but the amount of money I'm making off my off my movie, my merch is enough. I don't need to make more money. Hence why there's me building the theater chain is kind of pointless in a way because like, yeah, I release it on theaters. The world sees it once or twice, obviously, and afterwards they're gonna buy the movie. They're gonna watch it like every week. There's no point in releasing on theaters. You just release it direct to 4K Blu-ray. And you guys can put money into it here so they can see it at home. Yeah, hence why I'm not gonna put money into the theater system, guys. I'm into the theater chain most likely. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick to 4K Blu-ray on Amazon. It's enough. Me and VJ make $70 billion off of movies and merch. It's enough. We don't need any more money. It's enough. Ivan, you don't love money? Of course I love money. Having a lot of money is the best feeling in the world. I'm greedy. I love money, obviously. But, like, there's a saying in this world, how much money is enough. If I make $69 billion of my movies and my merch, it's enough. If I make $50 billion of The Great Escape, $60 billion of The Great Escape, my movies and my merch, it's enough. I don't need more money. You see what I'm saying? It's more than enough money. You see what I'm saying? It's more than enough money. I'll probably make a 1 hour video, guys. I don't think I can go on for a full video today. For the second video, guys. I'm gonna cut this part off here any minute now, and I'm gonna talk for one more part. I'll upload it. I might watch it, and then after that, I'm gonna go to bed and sleep. Then I'll set my alarm for, I don't know, 7, 8 o'clock, and I will set my alarm for 7, 8 o'clock. And I will work on my book with my younger brother. And I will go to the store, get my beer and my smokes. I got my check, obviously, yesterday. And I might get some slices, maybe. And I'll enjoy some Rad Brad. Rad Brad will probably upload a part 2 and maybe a part 3 for The Last of Us part 1. Obviously. And I hope he does the full series. He most likely won't, but I hope he does. Then I'll make another video tomorrow morning, guys. So it's nice enough to do 2 videos for you today. And I'll do probably another 1 to 2 videos tomorrow. Show my camera, guys.